Hi, it's me, Natalie, and I have no clue on why I decided to make this video. I guess when I have nothing to do, my thoughts just roll out. Bear with me. This is scripted. I spoke into a microphone and it just recorded into words, into my Google Docs. It technically is scripted, but I'm just reading my thoughts from when I was speaking out loud laying on my bed. These will be put into sections for convenience, but it'll just show on the screen. So I guess the topic I'm starting with is what happens to the average people in society. It is said that most people in the average society just disappear. As a person with those attributes that you're labeled as average, I want to know what will happen to me. I know what happens to the lowest of lows. Maybe choose to do bad things. There's two types of bad things. Both depend on the person. What they're feeling, why they did it, that stuff. Then there's the below average ones who get by sometimes. Either they disappear or they have a chance of becoming one of those geniuses that go into history books. Or get a great legacy, such as Steve Jobs. He had a pretty below average life, and guess where his legacy went into? Apple, which I'm recording this on. And then there's the extremely lucky people who are born with things on a silver platter. And they can go several ways. Maybe arrogance, maybe providing with their money, which I feel like would be a good option if I had that. And then there's the above average who have pretty well jobs and their lives are mostly-ish good luck. Those people get slightly higher jobs than just what I used to think. I'll just be slightly above average. Not going to be famous, I'm not going to be extremely well known, but I would have a good life. Keyword is I used to think. Throughout school, I slowly went from average, above average, or just the troublemaker, and then I went to average. My grades were average, academic-wise, and I was not the kid at the back of the class. Neither was I in the front. I was just in the middle. Fill in space, background character, that stuff. Because I didn't want to be the main character, nor the kid at the back of the class who becomes the villain later on, that kind of thing. The interests that I pursue won't really get me anywhere because I'm not completely good at them, nor am I completely bad, just average. Even then, if I become good enough at a certain topic or subject, that's really just going to be the rest of my life. Because everything I want to do, I have to put my full heart into it, but I don't have the motivation to do so. So does my destiny is just you have to do whatever it is, and if it's me failing and being average and disappearing, I don't really want that. But I also don't want to be optimistic that life is fair, because it's not, and it never will be, and the only thing that we share is that we die. Because I can't say we're born either. Abortions and or forced abortions are a thing. Sorry if that is a topic that you don't want to hear about. I won't talk about it anymore. I literally have nothing to work on to begin with. I have no life skills. I have never been outside of my condo area by myself on the street before, other than to wave to a friend so then they can come back into my house. This was for 8 years. The rest of the time I was supposed to be dependent on my parents just like every other child. I have done nothing except find small hobbies and help around the house. That's it. I didn't try to pursue anything. No Girl Scouts. no big art competitions, no geography bee, spelling bee, nothing. Just normal school. I go along with it and someone chooses my destiny for me. That's why life as a child is so easy. I just follow the rubric, and if I do well enough, then I'll keep going. That's what it is for me. Currently, I would probably be labeled as useless. But I also am not, because I have the proper skills for certain things. I just don't pursue them or don't have the ability to. I'm good at knitting, but it doesn't mean I can have a full store of scarves for now, because I have to go through a process. I'm good at drawing, but I'm not good enough to get into an art gallery or something, nor is it good enough to be on YouTube and for someone to praise it and become famous. I'm good at making stories, but I have horrible grammar and horrible skills in English. So even if I was invested in something, how much can I go into it? How far can I go into it? And the answer is not that much. Even in this age where you can get famous for basically nothing, then what if you get famous for being something but not something enough? It's vague, but I guess the main question is what will happen to me? Let's look through my 10-year plan that I made in seminar. My plan was to be a biochemist, which is extremely specific. But it would make good money to have a kid and support a nice house, even if I didn't get a spouse to help me with finances. However, that career, it's something that I have to put a lot into because I just memorize a lot and I have horrible memory. Especially if I'm not into it enough. Even if I got into it, I would make mistakes all the time and I'd probably get fired or something or not recommended to a certain place. And therefore, I wouldn't get the pay that I want anyway. It's not like I can really help bad memory. Unless it's because of my health. So if I go down that, can I plan and use that plan that I made in 9th grade? What do I do with that? What do I do with that after if it fails? I don't have the option to sit down and give up because I still want to do something with my life, but I don't know what to do with my life. If I became a housewife, that means I would have to find love first or someone to marry or take care of, which I don't think that will happen. Most of the time when people fall in love, they find something special with someone. What if I'm not special? What do I do then? Well, no one's going to really want me anyway because average people are the same as everyone else, and apparently if you're the same as everyone else, you don't stand out. No one will love you and you stand out too much. At the same time, because everyone is completely special. But if everyone is special, then doesn't that make special average? My only defining trait is that I'm average and slightly above average at some things and below average at other things. Therefore, I don't have special. I will never understand those girls saying, I am not like other girls, because I am not like other girls means that you are like other girls who say that I am not like other girls. I don't even know what I identify as. I feel like a girl. At the same time, I could be anything else, but I'm not gender fluid either. Not non-binary. I don't know. And so I just go as a girl because that's what the average people say. Sure, gender is a spectrum, but I wish I had a title, I guess. Feels good to have a title when you're average, because then instead of being average, you actually have a somewhat special title that certain people get. And what am I even going to say if I go to a job for the first time? What do I say? Hi, I have no skills, I have anxiety, I'm scared of the outside world because it has the power to erase me because I never tried to come out of that area where it could erase me. Let's talk about that term. I think, therefore I am. And don't even get me started on the Billie Eilish song that has nothing to relate. Unless you go deeply into the song lyrics or something, but let's just think of the actual phrase. It is very specific because I think, therefore I am is because I think, but am I? I think when I am anything. I wish I could be anything, but I obviously won't be anything. At this point, most people would just pick themselves up and either go through some amazing life realization, or they would go through something horrible, like, for example, depression. It's not an option or anything. I don't choose whether I get to or get to not go through something. If I go through that and somehow maybe my life goes horrible because I choose the wrong thing, and either I die in an unfortunate accident or commit suicide, which I hope I don't, because I, again, still want to do something with my life because I can use it, but I don't know what to use it on. I will be remembered for what I died with, and that's it. I don't want that ending yet. And when I say yet, I just mean I don't want to die yet. It's because I can use that time that many people don't have. I have plenty of options. After biochemistry was psychology, which I have to major in, and I have to figure out how to fix or help someone, and if I do it wrong, then it fails. And whenever someone tells you to step out of your comfort circle or bubble or whatever this term is, I don't do that. I stay in the back because I don't want to speak up. If I get angry, I just go in my room, punch a few things, and then come back out like nothing happened and I never had an opinion. That's basically it. And then when I do whatever it may be, and I put into it so much, and then I get the job, it probably won't support me at that point because I won't work hard in it. And life, if you don't work hard, then you don't get it. And then there's the option of taking a bunch of smaller, multiple jobs. If I had a bunch of small jobs, they would be the equivalent of having a normal job, and I would just have to put up more time into them and a lot more work. As an average person, I wouldn't have much struggle as someone who's having a hard time, but also I wouldn't have an easygoing time either. What would I do with it? Do I just continue those jobs until I die, or at least until I have enough money for retirement and waste my life away either in a nursing home or at home? Because I know that if I take these multiple jobs, I probably won't have time for a child, which is the one thing in life I do want to be, a mother. Apparently my friends call me the mother of our friend group, but just because I have above average maternal instincts doesn't mean that I can be a good mother. I may have good ways of telling my child not to die or have somewhat good advice, but it doesn't mean I can't prevent them from doing something horrible and then something going bad. That's the fear of motherhood. Am I right? So if that isn't an option either, even if I wanted it, where's the option of opening something small? Flower shop, cafe, something that's somewhat worth it, but also not really at the same time, because I don't want to go into that. I'm a very analytical person. If I put enough motivation into it, I just can't memorize things very well, which contradicts whatever it is. If I seem happy and fulfilling to meet people every day and have a connection to something, give or sell, but it's not going to give me much. It wouldn't give me much gratitude to myself because I wasted on something. Yes, it may be happy and accomplishing, but it's very dull. Not dull, but also not happy either. And that's why I say average all the time. I wasted it on something that is average, and I can't use anything on it. I can't do any jobs compared to most of my relatives that have to do with appearance as a celebrity. I am a 5'3.5", 15-year-old pansexual teenager who is average in everything, including appearance. I won't be able to do much, so let me ask the topic again. What will happen to me as an average person in normal society, as an American teenager. That's all I'm gonna say for now, I guess. No one does philosophy for a living anymore, except for teachers, so I can't go into that. If anybody put that in the comments. I guess I'm just stuck here for now, doing whatever the average person does, making whatever it is. And that's basically it. I guess goodbye for now, until I have another big topic to talk about.